What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Sage Valentine, and I'm here to talk all about CBS's Big Brother, Season 21, Episode number 27. This video could be called a review, could be called a recap, could be called a combination. I have no clue anymore. I'm just talking about this episode. So let's get down to it. Leave me some comments below so we can chat about the episode. It is what it is. So, Annalise was evicted last Thursday. She is the third jury member, if memory serves, because Jack Catton. Yeah, she's the third jury member. And Holly won the HOH. So, Jackson said that the reason why he kept Christy because he felt he had to explain that to us, I guess because of the Twitter uproar, when people thought that it was time for the hashtag Christy's eviction party, and people started celebrating early, and Big Brother put a kibosh on that, and the next thing you know, Christy's staying. So they had Jackson explain why he kept Christy, and he felt that Christy was beneficial to his game. We'll see how that goes down the line, because I can't really judge that at this point. But my reaction to it was just like, are you serious? Like, she's gunning for you, but she's a bigger target, but she's gunning for you, and she's going to wait till the right time to win an HOH competition and really stick it to you and Holly, and she's definitely going to do that. And I loved when she was talking in this episode, by she, I mean Christy, and she said something about working with them for now, meaning she's not thinking long term. Yeah. Anyway, Holly's happy because she's the first repeat HOH of the season. Nick thinks that he'll be nominated because Holly is the HOH, and he was right. And he really hopes that prank week is good for him. I was just like, yeah, if you didn't think that Nick won and you didn't know anything about what was said on social media, that one little edit, that one little clip was to clue you in on the fact that Nick won the prankster power. I guess that was for the casuals, because I've known, because I looked at all the tweets and everybody was complaining all over Twitter about Nick winning because they claimed that the casuals did it, but then somebody looked at some sort of like percentage or something that looked like Nicole had more numbers than Nick did. It was a whole big thing. Either way, I was just like, well, let me go clean my room, because clearly nothing eventful is going to happen, and I was right. But you'll see what I'm talking about soon. So Christy is overjoyed that she's still in the house, but she's upset because she ruined Sis's game. Now, on a side note, I'm just like, if these house guests knew or had no clue that the jury members were going to see these tapes, I would love to know what their reaction would be. Because I feel like in this season in particular, and it probably happened in other seasons, these people are really trying to play it up with the emotions and the dramatics and stuff. Not everybody, but certain people, and you know who I'm talking about. Like, the extra crocodile tears, the extra reactions and emotion. Like, I don't believe I had to do this. Dude, this is Big Brother. Mike Boogie said it best. You can bounce a check in Big Brother, and me, Sage Valentine, said it best. It's Big Brother. It's every man for themselves or every woman for themselves. You got to do what you got to do, and people come for the money. I've been saying that since season 1. People come for the money. It's all about the money. Is what it is. So Christy cuts a deal to keep herself safe. Now, she was talking to Cliff, and she said that her main target was Nick. But she assured Cliff that he was not her target and she was not going to go after him. And then she decided to make a deal with Jackson and Holly and said that she was, now here's the key word, willing to be a pawn. When you say you're willing to be a pawn, you're willing to be a pawn at any time. So later on in this episode, when she's surprised that they pick her to be a pawn or present this scenario where she could possibly be a pawn, like, I'm trying to figure that out, but then that's all a part of Christy's gameplay. It's all a part of it. And Christy said that she would take 4th place. She swore on her sister. She does that a lot. People online freak out on Twitter and Tumblr, just like, I wouldn't want to be next to Christy's sister in a lightning storm because she's constantly swearing on her sister's life. I feel some type of way about swearing on people's lives, especially if you're telling a lie, because, you know, karma has a way of fixing things, and karma is realistic, and it does hit people. I wouldn't want to be Christy's sister right now. Hopefully her sister stays in the house, prays, burns sage, has rosary beads, crucifixes, whatever she has to keep herself safe, because this girl is like lying and swearing on her sister. Good luck to her on that. Christy said she's good for her word and she wants to make moves in this game. I trust Christy as far as I can throw her, but game-wise, was it smart for Jackson and Holly to keep her? And I'm repeating myself. Again, I'll see down the line, but right now I'm still not sure. Now, Jackson is looking at Christy as an ally going forward. I'm just like, Christy's yours for this week, but what happens next week during the double eviction? I'm speaking out of my head because really I don't know what's going to happen. Quiet as it's kept, I could have sworn that I heard Julie Chen, and if I'm wrong, then I will admit that I'm wrong. Somebody can prove me wrong, but I could have sworn Julie Chen said, because people were talking about a battle back, she said that there would be no battle back because of Camp Comeback, but then somebody was talking about how they heard something on Twitter about how whoever is evicted this week is not leaving, and I'm just like, It's amazing how this twist comes up once Christy's on the block. But then again, it's amazing how all these strange twists keep coming up whenever Christy's on the block. Think about it. Think about it. So is Christy an ally for Jackson for the 500th time? Don't know. Well, Cliff tells Christy, listen, he will go along with what she wants, but he is not down with Nicole being nominated in any way, shape, or form. Please don't use her as a pawn. He wants to protect Nicole. And I'm like, I wonder, does Cliff want to protect Nicole because he knows that America likes Nicole? Or is he doing this to get America's favorite player? I'm always looking at Cliff like, you are trying your hardest to get that America's favorite player check and designation and prize and whatever you want to call it. With everything you do. I see you, Clifford. I see you. Nicole hopes that she can trust her new alliance of Jackson, Holly, and Cliff and herself, because they are all working together and they see Christy as an asset. And Nicole's like, you know what? I hope I can trust these people because I'm not sure. And I'm looking at Nicole like, I don't know. You're damned if you do and damned if you don't. But if you're in a group of people who want to keep you safe, at this point in the game, you do what you gotta do. Because right now, she has very few allies, so hopefully she can win something pretty soon. Anyway, Christy feels like she's in good with Jackson and Holly, and I'm like, for now. Holly is worried about this whole, like, prank week thing and how it could possibly mess up her HOH. Nothing could be as bad as the coup d'etat. And seriously, that prank thing didn't turn out to be as bad as the coup d'etat. And quiet as it's kept, I don't think anybody else has had to deal with a coup d'etat in this game. Again, if I'm wrong, let me know. But I don't think they used the coup d'etat more than once. Or maybe they did and it wasn't very memorable to me. But I could have sworn they only used it like once. So back to this review/recap. Holly thinks about a possible scenario for nominations. She could either put up Nick and Christy, or put one of them up with Jessica, or use Jessica as a replacement nominee, or just use Christy as a pawn. But really, Holly just wants Nick gone. Jackson starts saying like, well, wouldn't it be funny if this week I end up going home on your HOH? And I'm just like, dude, don't jinx yourself. I have my qualms about Jackson, but I'm like, don't call that into the atmosphere. Don't call that into anything. I sound like Christy saying this, but do not. Don't write your check. Don't do it. Because that would be insane if he gets HOH at some point and Holly ends up going on her HOH, or Holly gets HOH again because it's happened where somebody's gotten like HOH 3 times and Jackson ends up going at one point. That would be really shocking. So pretty much we get to see a whole segment about the prankster punishment that Cliff and Nicole and Jessica have to endure, whereas they have to make pies. And they are told to make pies by this creepy voice that sounds like it's a little bit creepier than Pennywise the dancing clown from It. And I thought that voice was creepy. Both Tim Curry and Bill Skarsgård are both creepy, but now this voice will probably stay with me for the rest of the week. But anyways, that voice basically comes on the loudspeaker, tells them to get up, make a pie, hit themselves in the face with the pie, hit themselves slowly in the face with the pie, and then hit somebody of their choice in the face with the pie. And I saw one video where Nicole had to hide upstairs by the HOH room, and she was looking for Jackson, and she got him. And that was really, really funny. Look online and you'll find that video. Probably on Twitter. Anyway, basically the way that it works for this final 8, Jackson, Holly, Cliff, and Nicole all control the votes for this next eviction. And they all trust each other at the moment. Holly's talking to Christy, and she says later on that she wants Nick to be nominated with Christy as a pawn. And Christy's like, what? And I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. Chrissy, didn't you say you wanted to be a pawn? So I'm trying to wrap my head around the fact that now all of a sudden you don't want to be a pawn. This is why Chrissy is a dangerous player, because she does this. She'll say one thing and she'll talk her way out of it, talk her way around it. But this week, her luck kind of came up because she ended up on the block anyway because of the America's Prankster thing. But the fact that she sat up there and was just like, I didn't think it would be this early. I'm like, this is why you don't say you want to be a pawn if you don't want to be nominated at all or this early or whatever. Holly says she's not surprised by Chrissy's reactions, and she wonders if they made a good decision keeping her. You and I both, because I'm trying to figure out if that was a good decision too. Alrighty, so Jackson is like, Christy should just keep her word, and she should, but again, we're talking about Christy here. Holly considers backdooring Nick because the last time she tried to get him out of the house, things didn't work out the way she planned. But if something happens and Christy gets sent home, she can live with that. Then we see a segment about Jackson's love of watermelons. Then everyone is called into the bathroom in the middle of the night, and from the bathroom they're called into the living room, and that Pennywise voice is talking. I'm just like, dude, I need to sleep tonight. Can you not? I'm not afraid of clowns, but that voice is going to be in my head for the next couple days. So then the house guests find out about the whole America's Prankster twist and how Holly can only nominate one person, and the America's Prankster, the person that we, the fans, choose, will choose a replacement. Christy really hoped that America would pick her as a prankster. But she understands we don't like her, and then she kind of got a little bit emotional while she was in her diary room confessional. And I'm just like, Christy, we don't like you. That's why we put you up. Just stop trying to appeal to America. America doesn't like you. Holly tells Christy that she won't put her up, but there's a chance that the prankster could put her up. Then Nick is talking to Holly, and he says, you know, Christy made me a villain. She blew up my game. He said that, listen, if I win the veto, I will take down whoever you want me to take down. If it's the person that you don't want on the block or something to that effect. And he's just like, don't forget, Christy was your enemy. She was after you and Jackson, and she was. Holly's worried about the whole prankster twist and whether or not that person will end up putting up Jackson. Well, we know how that went. So Nick gets a pretty much the episode gets a segment about Christy's eating, but that's not even a half of it. And there were people on Twitter saying, well, Big Brother made this because people complained about her eating. It's not complaining about her eating. It's the fact that it seems like the microphone gets louder and louder, and I kind of wish they would turn down the mic, specifically on Christy when she's eating. because I don't want to hear that, and I feel like Big Brother amplified it a bit by adding like sounds and stuff in that segment, but her eating is disgusting. And then it's funny to hear Nick talk about it, and then Nick has disgusting eating habits too. Then we find out that Nick was crowned America's Prankster, and that gives him life in the game, and he's so excited, he's so happy. What he needs to understand is the only reason why America voted him as the prankster is because he wants to get rid of Christy. That's about it. If he hadn't said that, they probably would have picked like Nicole or something. And Nick is like, he really needs Christy to go home. Nicole realizes something is up with Nick, like she thinks that he won the power or something like that, because he's so sure that, I think it was Christy's going to go up on the block, or he's going to go up the block, something he said like that. So Holly believes that either Nick or Christy is the prankster, and she's right. One of them is. It's Nick. So Nick has to make a decision. He's torn between choosing Christy or Jackson. Well, it comes time for the nomination ceremony, and Holly chose to nominate Nick, and she did so because she sees him as a powerful player. Now, the prankster chose Christy. And pretty much this is what Holly and Jackson wanted. And you're probably saying, Sage Valentine, well, they didn't really say this on the episode. Yeah, but as far as the feeds are concerned, that's what Holly and Christy wanted. Not Christy. Holly and Jackson wanted. They wanted Christy and Nick on the block. So they're getting exactly what they wanted. Holly says she chose Nick because he is a strong competitor, and Nick has zero loyalty to her. Holly is okay with Christy going home if something happens. Now, Nick hopes that Christy's game backfires and she ends up getting sent to jury. Jackson needs the nominations to stay the same because he doesn't want to be put up as the replacement nominee by the prankster. And Christy is upset because she wasn't chosen as the prankster. Now she's on the block and she feels like she's being challenged. This is Big Brother. It's a challenge every day from what I've seen for these past 19, 20 years. It's been a challenge for a very, very, very long time. Let me know what you think of this episode. Because let's see, it's 9:19. I'm going to go and edit this video and probably try my best to watch Ballers. Because I think Ballers is on now. Or Ballers comes on later. Either way, it's the last season of Ballers and I really want to see it. But let me know what you thought of this episode and everything. And subscribe so you can continue on watching my lovely videos, and sign up for TV Co, because on Tuesday at 7 p.m. I'll be live chatting all about Big Brother. Then I'll be back on Wednesday to do a review, Thursday to do a review, and Sunday to do a review. And we'll start all over again. I love you guys. Take care, and I will see you Wednesday. But I don't know why Christy wants our love. We already showed her we don't like her. And again, Nick was only chosen as the prankster, in my opinion, because he was going after Christy. So, love you all. See you later, guys. Bye, guys. Bye.